Hello everybody, welcome back to Jared Opens a Box here on Jared Takes the L, and I have another great episode for you guys here today. This is honestly one that I was really hoping to see at some point, and Funko actually did it, so I think this is really cool. We have 3 pops today, all of which are exclusive to Target. They just came out late last year, and they are of course from the Sonic the Hedgehog series, but they are not just your normal typical pop. These are part of a very specific line, specifically the 8-bit line, which basically is an attempt from Funko to replicate the old 8-bit style of video games as a pop. So they're like very retro looking, very blocky. Is probably one of the best ways to put it. And yes, I know that the original Sonic the Hedgehog games were actually 16-bit. I don't think there really ever was an 8-bit Sonic game, at least not as far as I'm aware. I think 16-bit is where it started back with the original Sonic on the Sega Genesis. But I still think this is really cool, and I'm glad that Funko made this because some of the 8-bit ones don't really make sense, but these ones I feel do make quite a bit of sense since, you know, they're Sonic games that used to be just like this. So we're going to kick things off with our first one, and I'm sure you guys know exactly who we're going to be starting with, because why not? We are starting, of course, with Sonic the Hedgehog himself. So this is Pop 8-Bit number 34. There haven't really been too many of these made. Actually, for a while there, they weren't making 8-bit pops at all. They just recently started coming back. Of course, they have the classic Sonic the Hedgehog logo. Again, makes perfect sense. The side of the box and the back of the box all have that classic Green Hill Zone that we all know and love, with that same logo in the back there. And even the side of the box has like kind of a retro font as well for that, and even the front of the box had that too. So I really like the details that they put into these figures. So let's kick things off with Sonic. So yeah, like I said, they're trying to replicate that old 8-bit retro style here, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. The one thing about Sonic, though, the eyes look a little goofy. It just looks like it looks like Sonic's seen some stuff. That's all I know. That's all I can say. But everything else, I feel, actually looks pretty good. I think the head with the quills and everything, I think that actually came out looking pretty good with this style. Same with the gloves and the shoes. I think those actually look pretty cool. Honestly, like I said, everything looks great. The eyes just throw me off a little bit, but they tried their best. But I still think this is really cool. I think it would have been even cooler if they had tried doing this pop with Sonic actually running, like a running Sonic 8-bit pop, but maybe that would be a little bit too much, since most of the 8-bit pops kind of just look like, they're just in like a basic standing pose. I don't think very many of them are in any kind of like dynamic pose or anything. But yeah, this one came out looking really cool. I like the textures on it and everything. I feel like this would be kind of easy to break off, so I wouldn't really want to mess with that. But nonetheless, I think these are really cool. So yeah, there is Sonic. I was going to say, this is not actually the first time we've done 8-bit pops on the channel. I forgot we just did the Marvel ones. We did Spider-Man, Green Goblin, and Dr. Octopus in the fall, so not the first time. And it's also not even the first 8-bit pops I've gotten. I actually got one of Mega Man. I know I got Mega Man. I think I got Dig Dug as well. That was a Comic-Con exclusive, I believe. Alright, so our next one, of course, makes a lot of sense here. And actually, it didn't spoil it on the back, so you guys won't have any idea who the other two are, but I'm sure you could probably make a very educated guess. It is, of course, Tails, which makes sense here. Pop 8-bit number 36, so yeah, we're going out of order again. That's just how it is. There is the classic logo, again, that classic fonts down there as well. The box is going to be the same for all of them, so not too much to show there. I am very curious to see how they did this one. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, that looks pretty good. So here's Tails. I think the eyes look better on this one than it did on Sonic. It doesn't look nearly as, doesn't look nearly as crazy. I think they actually got this one down pretty cool. They even got the little tuft of fur right there as well, so that's cool, the ears and everything. I was curious to see how they were actually going to do the two tails, and they did a pretty good job. I mean, it kind of all starts off as one block, and then you can kind of see them separate right there. So there's the two tails right there, and then, like I said, the shoes and the gloves and everything, also they did a good job with. And yeah, this one came out pretty good. It definitely seems a little bit smaller. Well, maybe not. Actually, it is about the same size as Sonic. I was gonna say it looked smaller, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, this one looks really cool, and it's also cool. I mean, Sonic obviously debuted in Sonic 1. Tails debuted in Sonic 2, and obviously our third character here would have debuted in Sonic 3. So we got some representation of all three of the original 16-bit games in that era. So I think that's really, really cool. But there's Tails. Not much else to really say about this one that we haven't already said. So, but I do think these are absolutely awesome, and they stand really, really well too. They don't even, like, there's no chance of these guys falling over because of how the feet are designed. All right, our last one. I'm sure you guys probably could have guessed. I know, well, I guess you could think it was Dr. Eggman, but it's not. It is Knuckles. So they did all of Team Sonic here. And honestly, I think that's really cool. I think that's a good choice. Dr. Eggman would have been kind of cool, but I do think this is probably the best way to do it. This is Pop 8-bit number 35. And yeah, box is going to be about the same, so nothing too crazy there. Let's go ahead and open this one up. All right, here is Knuckles. Now this one actually looks really, really cool. I think they really got this one down. Actually, yeah, that one's really good. Again, the eyes don't look nearly as crazy as they did on Sonic's. The shoes look pretty much the same. Again, just different colors. They got the gloves, and of course they do have the knuckles. They are kind of hard to see, but they are there. So the 8-bit Knuckles there. He also does have that, I mean, he has that, like, what it looks like the Nike logo. But they did put that there. It is on his chest. And then, of course, he does have, well, they all had a nose, so I don't really know why I'm pointing it out on Knuckles specifically. And yeah, they actually did a really good job on this one. They nailed it on his tail. I guess they got that. Oh, Sonic, yeah. I somehow forgot that Sonic had a tail too. But yeah, this looks really, really cool. I'm a big fan of this one. Honestly, a big fan of all of these. I think they absolutely nailed it. All three of these figures look really, really cool. So, what do we say? This is another 10 out of 10? I don't know. We've had a lot of them in a row, but truthfully, Funko's been kind of nailing it this year. And based on some of the other stuff I have coming, down the line, I think that's just going to continue. But I really like these. I think this is a perfect use of the 8-bit line. I would have really liked to see, and it could still happen, I don't know, really like to see an 8-bit FNAF line, because we did have the FNAF 8-bit minigames and stuff in FNAF 2, 3, and 4. So I think that'd be really cool to see those at some point. But for now, I will be happy with these Sonic ones. I think these are awesome. So I'll go through them one more time, and then let me know which is your favorite in the comments. We had Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. So let me know down below which of these is your favorite. When we come back next week, we're going to be taking a look at another video game, one that we have reviewed pops of before, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We have another wave that we're going to be taking a look at. You guys have a little bit of a teaser back there, but we're going to be taking a look at 5 pops next week. So keep an eye out for that one, guys. But that is going to do it for today. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.